Well, I'm Chris Harris, known on YouTube as Patches McLean. I'm sitting down here in the library with a very special guest of mine, good colleague. Um, why don't you begin? Tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Nathan Lunsford. I'm from Naples, Florida, and I am a freshman here at the University of Florida, and my major is civil engineering.
Oh, engineering. We both relate to that. I'm engineering myself, minoring in entrepreneurship, which is why I've decided to take this class.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
What type of engineering?
I'm electrical.
Okay.
Yeah. And anywho, the reason I brought you down here today to the library, of all places, is to ask you some questions.
Okay.
So, as you're sure, recent news, Donald Trump, President of the United States of America.
Yes, I've heard.
You've heard? Okay. And any thoughts, opinions on this?
Well, I mean, if that's what the people voted for, that's what the people voted for. We've had the system in place for hundreds of years. Even though he may not have won the majority vote, the Electoral College is how it happens. So he won by that system.
Right. And so you're familiar with his campaign, like platform, I assume, correct?
Pretty much, yes. The media's covered that pretty well.
Okay. So you're familiar with his proposed 20% tariff on Mexican imports to the United States?
I am now. Yes, I am.
You are? Okay. And how do you feel about that? Because he wants to use the money directly to build the wall.
Exactly. I mean, his whole mindset is he wants to bring jobs back to America. So if he puts a tariff on imported goods, obviously companies are going to be looking towards manufacturing their goods in America rather than having to pay a 20% tariff on such goods coming in the United States. And even if people were to buy goods from Mexico and there is a 20% tariff, he can put all that money towards a wall. Even though he did say Mexico is going to pay for building the wall, that probably was never really going to happen. So using this tariff would be a good way to get money for him to build that wall.
Right. Now, what do you think this tariff is going to do to the cost of imports from Mexico?
Honestly, I feel like it would probably just it would lower people are not going to want to buy those goods because of a higher tariff if they can purchase it elsewhere for a lower tax. So probably the demand is going to go down because people don't want to buy it from there. So they're either going to manufacture it in the United States or purchase it elsewhere.
Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. And so I talked to a lot of economics majors, and they seem to think that a 20% tariff, a tax essentially, on goods is going to correlate to a 20% increase in the price of those goods.
Okay.
So are you familiar with Mexico's largest exports to the United States?
I am not, no.
No, okay. So many people that I've interviewed here before believe that Mexico's largest export is produce, which in fact it's number 10 on their list.
Oh, wow.
Number 1 is automotive. That should probably change pretty quickly. A lot of plants have been already made plans to come back to the United States under the new legislative. Anywho, number, I believe it was 4 on their list, is furniture.
Oh, wow, okay.
Mexico exports a lot of furniture, and the furniture they've exported in the past 6 years has grown 60%. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
It's moved up the list, huh?
It has, definitely. And so, like you said earlier, these exports that they're exporting to the United States are going to increase in price due to the tariff.
Mm-hmm.
So what I think is instead of paying for this extra money, why not manufacture your furniture here in America and avoid this tariff altogether, and then sell our products to American citizens at maybe the same price, if not possibly even cheaper?
Well, exactly. I mean, you can take two avenues with that mindset. You can keep this 20% tariff that Trump has imposed on imported goods from Mexico and then use that money to build a wall, which was his huge campaign. Or you could, like you said, just bring all the manufacturing in the United States and you'll have made in American products. You know it's good quality. You know it'll last. But it may be a little higher on the price, but obviously that tariff won't be there. So it might be around the same. But honestly, it's up to the people. If they want to have better furniture manufactured in the United States, or they want to have it come from Mexico, maybe be a little less quality. I'm not quite sure how Mexican furniture quality is, but also have money go towards a wall. It's just really what the people want, I guess.
And how do you think the market is for that industry is looking right now?
For furniture? I mean, furniture is a market that's always going to be required. People are always going to need furniture, buying new houses, replacing old furniture. So it's always going to be a very successful product because it's in high need all the time.
Right. No, I definitely agree with that. Now, you yourself, have you run into any circumstances where you have recently needed to purchase furniture?
Actually, yes. My mother wanted to redecorate our living room, and we had about 15-year-old sofa or so. So we went out to, I think it was IKEA, just like Mattress Brothers, other couple of furniture places. And, just like every other common American, we just had to go buy furniture. So we went out, bought furniture. It was probably made in Mexico, but we got it before Trump was president, so we didn't have to pay the 20% tariff. So we didn't really have that
Right.
price increase.
This is still a proposed tariff. Hasn't actually
Oh, okay.
gone
Hasn't
through
been signed yet?
legislation. No,
Okay.
has not. But so that being said, if your mom's going out and looking for this new furniture to replace her sofa, you think that an American-made good would entice her more to buy it just because it was made here in the United States?
Exactly. I mean, if you have two pretty much identical couches, one says made in Mexico, one says made in America, even if the made in America maybe 10% more, the price difference is not what's going to be on most people's minds. They're going to see like, okay, this is made in America, made by American hands. So it's probably a much higher quality product. It's probably going to last me years longer than this other product, so that can like justify that price difference. So it may be more beneficial actually to just have that made in America stamp of approval.
Right. So you think a big thing on this project would be branding?
Exactly. I mean, why do you think iPhones are such a big hit? Android sells dozens of different types of phone, but Apple only sells pretty much one iPhone. And even though Android has more phones, Apple still is just a more premium brand, and that's why a lot of people want that.
Right. So you're looking for the brand of it. So
Mhm.
what could we do to start a product aside from these already established brands that you see in stores like IKEA?
American furniture.
Yeah. Or
If
just
you want to
advertise
start
it.
your own company,
Yeah, that's what we're trying to talk about right now. is
Okay,
the opportunity to start our own company.
yeah. If you want to, obviously, IKEA is a huge furniture monopoly. So
Right? No, not the brand. IKEA's a store, not a
yeah,
brand. Or,
I was saying like the store is
Yeah.
like a huge monopoly. So I was saying like if you want to open up your own store and compete with them, is that what you're?
No, we're manufacturing.
Okay,
Strictly.
manufacturing for places like IKEA. Okay, so obviously, building in America is a huge factor because you can advertise this product was made in America, and as I said before, that's just a huge plus for consumers because they're going to see that stamp of American approval. They know it was made with quality. It was made to last longer than other, say, Mexican imported furniture products.
Right. And I totally agree with you, and I see where you're coming from. And that's the whole reason our product is centered around. It would be centered around made in America quality, and the whole concept of this business is just relying strictly on that tax on goods to help offset the cost and make it cheaper. Hey, is there any other things that you can say about this that you think how this would benefit consumers or the market, particularly for this?
How you're manufacturing in America?
Yeah. What do you think about the market for it?
The demand for the furniture?
Well, we can talk about the demand. We can talk about the market. Demand, like you said, it's always going to be there. And like you mentioned, branding is a big thing that we have to worry about. So why don't you just tell us about
The market of furniture? I mean, if you can bring your manufacturing costs down, which would be below imported 20% tariff Mexican furniture, if you can bring that price down, then that's going to be a huge kick in Mexican production to lower their cost of production. Because if American goods are cheaper than Mexican goods, then they're obviously going to have to find some way to lower their prices because people are going to buy cheaper American goods compared to more expensive Mexican goods. So competition is always beneficial in any business, and the furniture business, since it's always in high demand, Mexico would definitely have to find a way to lower their cost of manufacturing if you were to find a way to have lower costs of manufacturing compared to them. So, competition is always good for any business.
Right. No, I totally agree. And so that's pretty much what it's centered around is, like you said, the competition, the tariff. Pretty much that's what our business is relying on. And what about after this tariff closes, because we're not going to have a tax on imports from Mexico forever, and obviously it's going to end. How do you think the market will be for it then? Will people
Once
still
it ends?
Yeah, will people still be willing to pay the extra price for it?
For American products or for...
Yeah, for our American-made goods.
Well, I'm assuming you're talking about after Trump has already left office and his
Well-
wall and his dream is already built, his wall's built. So at that point, I doubt people will probably really care. at that point. I mean, if still like before the example we've had two identical furnitures, a Mexican product and an American product, people are still probably going to opt towards the American product. But
Even if it's more expensive?
yeah, but just because they have in their mindset like, oh, this is an American-made product, it might last me longer down the line. You know, you get what you pay for is basically what's in their minds.
Okay.
And so basically, if we still have that, if that tariff disappears, then you know we may be right where we are now, where Mexico still is one of the largest exporters of furniture.
Okay. Well, you know, that was a very good answer. I'm going to thank you again for being a guest on this interview. And for that, we're going to come to an end.
All right, thank you.